Welcome, everyone, to episode number 38 of Talkin Kentucky. My name is Coleman Scott, and his name is Caden Holmes. And, well, Caden, we suck at basketball again.
Yeah, I'm trying to forget about that game. Man, it was a rough time. Can we please beat Georgia?
Probably not, but we'll get into that a little bit here. We're going to try to stay as positive as we can today, and we're going to try to.
Yeah, we started out off real well.
Yeah, well, we might just not talk about Kentucky basketball for a minute. I mean, that might be the way to stay positive, is just to kind of
more general. Maybe let's not talk about Kentucky sports.
Oh, well, that might be even better there.
What are the holidays?
Well, regardless, we do have a lot of people in the comments. We got Marsha, Brad, Claude, Josh, everybody in here. Claude says, yeah, we are Brad. I thought he was going to say, yeah, we are bad, like talking about Kentucky basketball, but I think he's talking to Brad Harvey in the comments. But either statement would be true in this case. Now we got Dwayne in the comments here too. He's checking in here. But in all seriousness, I do have a lot of sort of fun topics planned for today that don't involve Kentucky athletics because, Caden, I mean, that might be what we just have to do. So,
yeah, our job today is making sure everyone just stays optimistic in some way. And I guess not talking about sports is probably that way.
That's our job. It's just to be positive. Yeah, that's their job. But we're gonna jump into some holidays here, and Caden, I can't make this up.
Oh gosh,
today is John Calipari's birthday. I mean, I can't make this up. So how old is he? Oh gosh, is he 66? Is that right?
Yeah, 66 sounds right.
Okay, I want to say 66. So we try. We'll try not to bash him too much on his birthday, right? Or can we even say that?
I don't know. I mean, so it was your birthday and Severe Wheelers, and now it's John Calipari's. Look at that. 63.
Okay, Claude says he's 63. Marcia says 65.
Does anyone know?
Yeah, I don't know. Roxanne Holmes says, please don't bash him. So, well, maybe we'll try to avoid it. But, well, like I said, now getting into not Kentucky athletics, it is National Pizza Day today. Caden, what's your go-to pizza place? Are you a sit down, fancy pizza kind of place, or are you like a Little Caesars ready kind of guy? What's your pizza choice?
Man, I just came from Houston, and one good thing about Houston is they got incredible food. So there's a lot of pizza places from Houston that I miss right now. But Kentucky has a good pizza place, so you can get good pizza anywhere.
You can. I'm a thin crust pizza enthusiast. I don't care what it is. It's just got to be thin. It can't be soggy. It's got to be crispy like a cracker. That's my kind of pizza. What about toppings? Do you like any weird toppings like the pineapple on pizza or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know about pineapple on pizza, but I usually like Meat Lover or Supreme or something like that. And if they do the toppings right, I'm right there with you. I like the thin crust.
Josh Hart says he's 64. He just Googled it, and Google never steer us wrong. So we know that Google's probably right there. Claude says can't go wrong with Little Caesars. Okay. Yeah. I would argue you probably can go wrong with Little Caesars.
I
think you could. Domino's used to be terrible, but they've revamped it recently or something. It's supposed to be better. I don't know. I haven't tried it since then.
Pizza Hut's not terrible either if you get the thin crispy crust.
Well, not only is it National Pizza Day, it's National Chocolate Day. So let's just get all the junk food in here. Are you, Caden, you milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate? What kind of chocolate you got?
I think I like milk chocolate and dark chocolate over white.
Yeah, I'm not a white chocolate fan. Yeah,
I'm coffee. I do like white mocha. I would pick that over like a regular mocha.
It's
Not from
not
Starbucks.
not from Starbucks, though, right? Yeah, it's just definitely not the Starbucks version there. Okay, Claude says his favorite is Papa John's. Okay, Claude sounded like a Louisville fan over here. Papa John's.
Yeah, no, wasn't he in some deep crap a few years ago?
I think he
Did he
was.
make
Yeah,
made some racial slur?
I think so.
But
Well, anyway, we'll move on. That was not related to the quality of the pizza, as we know. So, it is National Toothache Day. So yeah, I mean, if you eat pizza and chocolate, you're going to get a toothache. So I think it makes sense that it would also be National Toothache Day.
yeah, I went to the dentist last week. Speaking of,
Oh, do you have a toothache?
well, I might have one cavity, but
Oh,
I like to say I take care of my teeth.
well, I definitely take care of my teeth. You know, us trumpet players,
Yeah, we
gotta
have
take care
to.
of our teeth. Yeah, that's for sure. It says it's National Pizza Pie Day, which is pretty much the same thing as pizza. Yeah, I think that's all the holidays today. So,
Remember
but
that
most
place in
important is John
Lexington?
Calipari's birthday. So we
Yeah, it's
gotta have
most
that.
important. Remember in
Yeah.
Lexington that place called Pies and Pints? Is that still there?
Pies and Pints. I think Pies and Pints is here. Yeah, or it's not. Well, it's not here. I think it's still in Lexington. When I'm on the show, I feel like I'm in Lexington, so that's why I say I feel like it's here. But no, I'm not.
All roads lead to Lexington.
Yeah, all road leads to Lexington. That's for sure. Well, okay, that's our holidays. And speaking of, I was gonna say speaking of holidays, that wouldn't really be a good transition. It's not speaking of holidays. I was gonna say that people have been asking lately. Coleman, Caden, how do you guys take calls on your show? Like what software, what technology do you guys use to take calls? And I think people think that we use some kind of fancy, 21st century technology. And I'm happy to report to you that we use an iPad. We take an iPad and we put it next to a microphone. And that is how we take calls. So this would be a good time to plug our Patreon if you would like to donate to us to help us actually get some legitimate software. That'd be great. But people say that our calls sound good and everything, and they're very complimentary. So, Caden, I think we fooled them with our sort of ghetto setup here, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll have to take a picture of this setup right here and post it to our page later, just to show people what we're having to do on this show to make it work, Coleman.
Well, and that's true, and I say that because we're going. Part of the problem that putting a microphone next to an iPad poses is that really only one of us at a time can really talk with a caller. So usually it's me answering the phones. So we decided to switch it up a little bit tonight and have Caden answer the phones tonight. So he's going to do that.
Be nice to me.
Yeah, so be nice to Caden. So you're going to call in and you'll get to talk to Caden a little bit tonight. And so I'll still be, I could still shout in the background, but normally it's Caden shouting in the background. So we're going to kind of switch roles from that standpoint tonight. And you can talk with Caden just like you did when I wasn't on the show for that one time. But I am here this time, so I'll be over here listening from afar.
Yeah, and speaking of, I have the sound coming through my speakers right now. It makes it sound even more ghetto. But Roxanne Holmes says the sound is echoing, and I think I turned Coleman down. So if you're still hearing echo, then let us know. But
yeah, let us know. We're still balling on a budget here at Talkin Kentucky. So if you do hear that echo, let us know. But hopefully everything's good now. But yeah, we'll get it going. So, well. We're not going to be able to be that positive tonight because if you want, this is Talking Kentucky. We do have to talk about Kentucky, and the state of Kentucky basketball is not great right now as the Cats just got beat by 15 at home to Arkansas. And Caden, we could sit here and we could try to break it down, but there's really nothing to break down other than it's just pitiful. I mean, I feel like I'm just saying. I mean, last week was Groundhog Day, right? I feel like we're repeating ourselves over and over and over again in these losses, and we get our hopes up for these big games. I mean, Kansas was going to be like a nail in the coffin game. Like we're gonna make the tournament. Like if you beat Kansas, you're going to be in the tournament. And Arkansas was another one of those games. I feel like if we beat Arkansas, we were going to be firmly in the tournament too. Mm-hmm. And our crowd gets all hyped up and we're like ready for the game. Our crowd's super into it. And then we aren't able to finish. And it's just disappointing to say the least, but I mean, I don't know how much longer my mental health of just sitting here and saying the same thing over and over again. Okay. I don't know how much I could take it. So,
hey, if there's one positive thing about this last game, Coleman, we played zone on 2 possessions, which is 2 more than I have ever seen Cal play in his tenure at UK. So, I mean, that's a win.
Well, it's a small win, but I guess you gotta take it. Hey, but speaking of being positive, let's take a little tangent here for a second. Cody Peebler says Shaden Sharp in the last 3 games has a combined 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, averaging 20 points a game. And I wanted to say too, I thought Shaden Sharp was going to win the dunk contest, the NBA dunk contest, and make it look, the whole situation of him not playing here, look even worse. But Caden, he actually pulled out of the dunk contest, and Caden, that's not like him to not participate.
No, not at all. It's completely out of character. But Cody says he's 20 points, like 20 points per game or 20 points total?
Total.
I'm trying to figure out this math.
And 1 assist total.
Oh, total. Okay.
Well, oh wait, he says averaging 20 points a game though.
Yeah, that's a big difference there.
How does he have a total combined 20 points and is averaging 20
total
points?
So he hasn't been doing too hot is what Cody's saying.
Okay, I see.
But isn't he coming back from an injury?
He averaged 0 on every category at Kentucky. He had that.
Well, he did have that one dunk attempt.
He had that triple single. So yeah, he had that one dunk attempt. Keyword attempt there in warm-ups.
20 minutes a game, Cody says.
Oh, 20 minutes a game. Okay. Yeah, it needs to proofread there. Oh, he says. Okay, 20. That makes sense. And combined 20. Okay, so that's not crazy. But anyway, back to Kentucky basketball. In all if we're being serious, like the first half was good, right? I thought it was actually entertaining basketball. It was a good game to watch, and our good old friend Damian Collins was having a good game in the first half. Like he was playing really well. As one of Claude's Facebook posts said, he almost baptized that dude on that dunk. It was just, I thought we could, we were only down by 1.5. I thought we could easily win that game. And then we just come out totally flat in the second half. But a lot of it, again, sounded like a broken record. I know it's his birthday, but it's on Cal. Because guess what? He didn't play Damian Collins but 2 minutes in the second half. And that's after last game, he literally said verbatim, I have to start playing Damian more. Then he has the best half of his life, the first half of the Arkansas game, and then he doesn't play in the second half. And I just don't understand how in any world that makes sense.
Yeah, as the commentator said, he played like 6 minutes total, but it felt like he had so big of an impact on that game that it felt like way more than that. And
yeah,
and he did. It would have been one of the dunks of the year if he did finish that.
It's hard to even put words to like just what's going on. Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you can't even rationalize what's going on. I mean, like the lineups that Cal plays, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I why do you not go? And he said, he was asked about why didn't you play Damian in the second half, and he's like, well, you got to go with the guys that got you here. Well, here is on the bubble of making the tournament. So we know we got to go with the guys that are hot, right? I mean, it just what was he thinking?
I don't know. What kills me is our on-ball defense. Like we can't stay in front of our guys, and he tries zone, and they hit a three on us, and like when we got that three hit on us, it's like all right, well that's it for zone because
This would
Cal's
have
not going to
been
go back to that.
yeah, well, exactly, and this would have been the perfect game to play zone. Because they couldn't beat us from three. It's not like we were playing Alabama or Missouri. They could only beat us in the paint. And I thought that was our game plan going in, is keep them out of the paint. They had something like 60 points in the paint because we didn't play zone. I mean, we did, but we didn't.
As Clyde says, we can't guard the pick and roll. That's the big thing. And these teams do that nonstop against us because they know we can't guard it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what teams are going to do. And I have a feeling that's what Georgia is going to try to do to us this weekend. I mean, Arkansas and everybody else is giving us the blueprint, giving everybody the blueprint of how to beat Kentucky. And we're not going to change. We know that Cal doesn't make adjustments. That's right. So
what's it gonna take? Like, what's the problem? Is it coaching? Is it talent level? Is it?
We've come on here like every
single teams just having the nights of their lives. Like, what is it?
No, we've come in. We've come on here every single game this year and been like, well, we just aren't good, you know.
Vandy. We played well against Vandy, but Vandy's Vandy.
Yeah, did you listen to what you just said? Yeah, we played well against Vandy.
Not in football though. In basketball.
No, not in football. No. So that reminds me, and Claude says, I'm just ready for football season. Or he says, this season is a failure. Can't wait for it to be over with and focus on Kentucky football. This has to be one of the most disappointing years all around for UK athletics in general, because we thought we were going to go to the SEC championship in football. Thought we had a legitimate chance. We end up going to the Music City Bowl and getting shut out. So that was how that played out. And then we truly thought that this team would be a national championship team in basketball.
Here we are. 5 preseason.
Yeah, and then KenPom, we were number 1. And yeah, and here we are with a good chance of not making the tournament at all. Yeah, and so to answer your question, yeah, the chemistry is bad, the coaching is bad, the players are bad, everything's bad. I mean, there's not really one good thing happening. Yeah, I mean, that I'm just speechless at this point. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I really don't even know what to say. So that's why we're going to talk about some other stuff tonight. But we do have to go through sort of the rest of the schedule here. Caden, do you have our schedule pull up? Can you pull up the rest of our schedule here? We're going to go through our predictions for the rest of these games and figure out if we make the tournament. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
All right, Kentucky at Georgia.
Okay, Kentucky at Georgia. Even before this week's game, I said that was going to be lost because I just have a feeling that Mike White's a good coach, and I have a feeling that he's going to draw some stuff up that I think he's going to try to kill Oscar on the pick and roll. I think they're just going to be ready to play. We've already beaten them once. It's hard to beat anybody twice, especially when you go on the road to play them the second time. I really do think it's a loss. I mean, and it's not like, if we were playing like Auburn or like even Tennessee this weekend, we'd get up for the game, right? Because it's a good team that we're playing. But a mediocre team like Georgia, I just feel like it has trap game written all over it. And yeah, I really think it's a loss.
You know what? I'm still going to say win for this one. I just think coming off that terrible loss, I think we're gonna pull this one out. They're 14-10. They're not good, even though when I say that, we end up getting 23s shot on us. But I'm gonna say a win against Georgia.
Well, you're more optimistic than me. How the turntables.
The next one's Kentucky at Mississippi State.
I think we'll win that one.
I'm gonna say a loss for that one.
So we both agree that we're losing one of the next two.
One of the next two, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not good. Not a good start. Anyway, next game.
And then it's the big one, Tennessee at Kentucky.
Loss.
Loss.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, next.
Kentucky at Florida.
Loss.
I'm gonna say win.
Okay.
Auburn at Kentucky.
Win.
Loss.
So we're both at 2-2 right now.
Right.
Right.
Vandy at Kentucky.
Win.
And
3-2.
then Kentucky at Arkansas.
Wait, we're at 3-2. Wait, I thought there were 7 games left. Am I wrong? Are you skipping one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games left.
Which one did we miss?
Kentucky at Georgia, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn. It's the ones we've done.
Okay.
And then Vandy and Arkansas.
Okay. Well, Arkansas is a loss. So I think Arkansas is a loss.
Yeah, Arkansas a loss. So do we both have us losing 3 out of 7?
Yeah. So, and I don't think you get in if you lose 3 more games.
It's going to come down to Kentucky at Arkansas. I think that last game is going to be really important.
It's not a good thing to come down to.
It's not a good thing.
Really, I think it's as simple as if you lose one of the next 2 games, like if you lose to Georgia or you lose to Mississippi State, I think that's it.
You think it's going to torpedo after that?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
So you think we can afford 2? We can afford 2 losses, but we got to win the next 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you can lose to like Tennessee and Arkansas. But you can't lose 3. You can afford 2 losses, but yeah, you can't lose 3. I mean, I guess there's a world like if you lost to Georgia and Mississippi State, but then won out, I still think you can make the tournament because of the quad 1 wins. But right now, we still only have 1 quad 1 win because Florida's not a quad 1. Not anymore because they're out of the top 40, I think, or whatever it is. So it's not a quad 1 anymore as of right now. If they jump back up, then it will be again. But I think our only quad 1 win is Tennessee. They just lost to Vanderbilt. I mean, it's still a quad 1 win. It's going to be because they're a top 10 team, but you need more than 1 quad 1 win to get in the tournament. I mean, I was watching ESPN the other night, and Joe Lenardi was like, they were talking about Kentucky. He said, guys, this is just not a good resume. And he had Kentucky in the first 4, like playing as the next to last team to get in the tournament.
Kentucky in a play-in game?
Yeah. Oh. Like in the first 4 in Dayton, I think it is.
Wow.
So, yeah.
We'd be playing like freaking St. Peter's again or something.
Scott Holmes says, I wonder if there's an option to forfeit the rest of the season in the misery and hope for a better season next year. I'd take that.
I would
at this point.
It's kind of like, it makes me think of intramural at UK.
Yeah, it does.
If you're down like 30, wasn't there a mercy rule?
Yes. My team actually beat we actually mercy ruled somebody one time.
Aren't you thinking about reffing?
Yeah, I'm thinking about officiating some maybe Marsha can give me some reffing tips.
Good ref.
Yeah, I think I could officiate some intramural games at LSU. I think I could get behind that.
I think you could do Division I SEC. I mean,
at this rate, yeah.
Some of these calls have been kind of questionable.
I mean, I'm already trying to ref them from my living room, so I may as well just yeah, do it in real life. But speaking of being there in real life, this Doug blue coat guy that everybody's talking about, hashtag free Doug, right? So if you haven't heard the story, older gentleman that's a UK blue coat guy got caught along with an entire eruption zone flipping off this group of Florida fans that were being very harassing in Rupp Arena the other night. And yeah, the ESPN camera kind of panned over and caught him at the wrong time. And at first, UK just fired him as a blue coat and said he couldn't ever come back to another game. Now they're saying that they're just going to give him a year suspension. So I guess at the start of the 2024-2025 year, he would be able to come back. Is that right? No, or it would be 25-26. Anyway, after next basketball season, whatever that would be, is when he would get to come back. But Caden, you think that's fair? Not fair?
I mean, I think a 2-year punishment. That's probably I at least to let him come back. It makes me think of, have you heard of that fake Klay Thompson guy that like snuck into the Warrior Stadium and was shooting threes? And he got suspended for life. So he didn't even flip anyone off. So he got unfair punishment. I don't think it's too unfair for Doug.
So if I think I'm echoing now, Caden. I don't know. I think I'm echoing over there a little bit.
How are you? Okay.
Again, yeah. Sorry, we're doing some audio shifting around tonight, but yeah, I think that's better now. But John Calipari, like, just got up in a referee's face and flipped him off. You think UK would fire him?
That's pretty much what he does, right?
Fair.
He just does it in words.
Yeah, he does it in words. But I could see Mark Stoops. I could even see John Calipari flipping somebody off. Do you think UK would fire him or no?
I mean, he's got that lifetime contract.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Doug doesn't have a $60 million buyout. They don't have to buy out Doug at all. But I mean, if it's just the notion of flipping somebody off, I could see him suspending them for the rest of this season.
Year. I could see that
this season and having them come back next year, because apparently he does football. I just, I don't think it's fair. I think he should be able to come back.
But I mean, he should have been smarter than to do that. I mean, anytime you're in that arena, there's a chance you're going to be on camera. So, and it doesn't look good that he works for the university. So I understand why it's a big deal. But I could have seen the rest of the season.
And they don't even get paid. The blue coat people don't even get paid. They're just volunteer. So, I mean, that's a
pretty good deal, though.
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty good deal when you think about it. But I don't know. Maybe not lately. Maybe not this year. Josh Hart says the rest of the season is okay, but the entire next season is just stupid. They're getting soft at Rupp. Yeah, America's getting soft right now, Josh. I think that's the case. But did you hear the story that Tom Hart told about Oscar on not this past game, but the game before that? I guess it was the Ole Miss game that he told.
The one regarding St. Peter's.
Yeah, the St. Peter's game. So Oscar apparently before that, and Oscar's very. Kate and I are both religious. Oscar's a very religious guy, and he said that Oscar basically said that God told him that there was going to be a tragedy and that he would be the sole survivor on the way to, or, at the St. Peter's game weekend of the NCAA tournament. And at first he thought God was talking about like a plane crash. So he didn't want to get on the plane. Oscar wanted to ride the bus on the way up there. But then they finally calmed him down. They able to get him on the plane. But then Oscar was freaking out, like giving a speech apparently to the team, like, guys, we got to be ready to play. This could be a tragedy kind of thing. And And so apparently he thinks that the tragedy was losing to St. Peter's and him being the sole survivor, that he had 30 points. So that was just like, I was sitting there like looking at my TV like, did Tom Hart just say that? Kind of thing. So Caden, that's crazy, but I mean that could have contributed, to the tenseness of the team. Probably if Oscar's in the locker room saying, "Hey guys, this could be a tragedy." I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah, how are we just now hearing about this? And
I
how
don't
did they
know.
figure this out?
Nobody knew.
It didn't get out at all.
Yeah, nobody knew that. I mean, I don't even know how Tom Hart knew it, but he just like he said it like nonchalant while like Florida was like draining threes and something. He's like, "Yeah, Oscar, yeah, like thought there's gonna be a plane crash and everything." I was like, "What? Wait, when did this come out?" I mean, he just said it like it was nothing.
I
Hey,
guess the
William
St.
Need's
Peter's
in here,
game was a plane crash.
our best number one fan here. We have a lot of number one fans, but William Need's back in the comments, so. Thanks for joining. Clyde says, we all going to open the phone line. Well, now's as good a time as ever, so we may as well just go ahead and open the phone lines. 502-234-1504. You're going to talk to Caden mainly tonight. He's going to be answering the phones. So
we're gonna try to keep them short too. See if we can get some more people call in. So
heck yeah, we got a good problem to have. We're getting a lot of callers, so it's going to be good. So
speaking of. What's up, Clyde?
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm telling you. Well, what do you think? I mean, this season is a disaster, and to be honest with you, I'm ready. I'm tired. I'm getting too old for this crap. I'm getting too old to watch us lose at Rope Arena. I'm getting too old to, watch Cal run an offense that was back in 2010, and it doesn't even work in today's game. He's honestly failed. He's failed Kentucky. He has failed Kentucky, and he has been failing Kentucky since 2015. When we lost to Wisconsin, was really the start of Cal's failures. We didn't think about it at the time because we thought we would get to another Final Four. But here we are almost 8 years later, and we have yet to go to a Final Four. And it's just not been good. And I know the Fox team was good and all. I mean, that was a really good team. And they made it all the way to Elite Eight.
So, Clyde, you make a good point, and I'm going to talk to Coleman about this. Like, you think Cal's tenure is a failure. So, Coleman? What do you think? What do you think wouldn't be a failure? Like 4 national championships, 4 Final Fours. Like,
I think what wouldn't be a failure would be not making the tournament 3 times, which is what it would be if he didn't make it this year.
So you think this is all kind of based on the last 3 years?
Yeah, I think it's a failure because he won a national championship. If he didn't win a national championship, I think it'd be a failure. But I think since he won a national championship, it's not a failure. But in order for him to be in a class of like more of a legendary coach here, he needs to win at least one more. Right now, he's just kind of another coach here. I mean, Billy Gillispie was a failure, right? Calipari is not Billy Gillispie just because he won a title. Right. Now, if you're looking at the last few years, yes, he is a failure, but you can't just look at the last few years. You have to look, if you're talking about his whole career, you have to look at his whole career.
True. So, Clyde, would you agree with that? Based on the last 3 years?
No, I'm looking at it based on the last 8 years, really. His coaches against Wisconsin, when he took Booker and Lewis out, they screwed up the entire game plan because when they was in, the offense was scoring, we were getting steals, we were playing good defensively, and then when he took them out and messed up the entire game plan, that's why we got beat. Because he always does this, and he's been doing this. He did it with Collins last game. Collins was playing well. Collins was playing the best half he's possibly played in his whole career. And what does Cal do?
Yep.
Takes him out. And doesn't play him for 2 more minutes? And that's literally it. And, you can't do that as a coach. Most coaches nowadays, when they see a guy get hot, they leave that guy in there, they let them play, they let them, help them win the game. Cal doesn't do that. Cal, all he cares about is rotations and, try to be fair to everybody. But as a coach, sometimes you can't be fair to everybody. You got to play the players that are fighting and that are helping you win the game. You got to play those guys.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's a lot of things that we probably can't see on our end that are happening behind the scenes. But it does seem kind of odd that anytime someone's doing well, they end up getting taken out. And I understand like giving Oscar minutes and everything, but it seemed like Collins was playing pretty well. What do you?
Hey, here's one thing that William Neat says that it is kind of a failure on Cal's part is how can Cal come on a radio show and answer 2 questions, then walks off the court and said, "It's midnight, I'm going home." There was 3 kids who wanted autographs and he refused. Yeah, he did. Man. And this has happened the past 2 games. He's just done the first segment and each segment's like 2 or 3 minutes. He just did the first segment of his show with Tom Leach and then goes home. Well, like 60 or 70% of his contract at Kentucky involves media and press conferences, and he doesn't even do any of them anymore. He doesn't do the preview press conferences the day before, and he doesn't really even do the post-game press conferences now. So, yeah, I mean, that's just really poor form by Cal to do that.
Completely agree. And while you're talking about it, we have these ESPN games happening at 8:00. It seems like every single game. I don't like that.
We're tired. We're tired too, Cal. we're tired for a lot of reasons. But yeah,
I agree because he used to be all about the media, and I don't know, something just changed. And Matt Jones and KSR, they talk about this all the time, and they are right on point when they talk about this. I mean, he'll answer like with him and Tom Leach do the show on Monday night. He'll answer one phone call and be like Billy from Morgantown or whatever, and ask him like one question, and then Cal will answer, and that would be the rest of the calls, the whole show. And then like sometimes he'll actually get up and leave, and then an assistant coach will come in, or like a player will come in and do the rest of the show. Like this is the Calipari show. It's supposed to be there the entire time. Why are you having just like the other night when you only did one segment and we'll call them with things, and then Bruce Flint came in and answered the rest of the questions. Like you're the head coach.
Yeah.
Stop letting your assistant coaches do these, pre-games, all that. You're the head coach. Speak to the dang on it media and stop being stubborn and stop being a wuss because you're failing our team, and you can't handle that comes with it. Well, why are you a coach?
Yeah. Well, there goes being positive tonight.
It's all right.
We agree. Clyde. It did seem like things changed a few years ago. But Clyde, we're gonna try to move on and get some more callers. But is there anything else you want to leave us with?
Okay. Well, I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the season, but all I know is...
Are we going to beat Georgia?
Yeah, lots of respect. No, I don't.
What about in football?
I don't think we win the rest
Yeah, what about in football? Colin said.
We won't win the rest of the games this season. I'm telling you, we're going to lose all the rest of our games.
Oh, Claude, do you think?
I don't know about that.
Do you really think?
Thanks, Clyde.
Claude, do you really think we're not going to win another game?
No, I don't think. No, I really don't.
Well, come on, Clyde. We're going to win 1 or 2 more.
No, we're not. This season's done. It's done. It's failed. This team has failed them. They failed the fan base. They really have. I hate to be that way, but that's just the way it is.
Go Cats, but man.
Yeah, go Cats, but man. Thanks for calling in, Clyde.
You too. Bye-bye.
Clyde's going to start cheering for North Carolina, Caden. He said he actually kind of likes North Carolina. So
he does like North Carolina. That's the infamous thing he said. Hey, Marcia, how you doing?
I'm fine. Is it Caden?
Yeah, this is Caden.
Caden?
It's Caden.
No, I think reality is set in, don't you guys think?
And what is reality?
Reality is that it is time for a change. I think I watched Arkansas a second time just to see where we are at, our team is at. And we are an average before. Maybe a C plus, maybe. Okay.
So wait, you said you watched the Arkansas game twice?
Yeah, I did. I want to see exactly what went wrong. Where are we?
Coleman, did you watch the Arkansas game twice?
I didn't even watch it once.
Yeah, I didn't even finish it.
I recorded it.
Yeah,
what I did.
Marsha, I texted Coleman. I said, if we're still down 10 at 10 o'clock, I'm going to bed. So I went to bed.
I said I recorded it. Okay. And it wasn't really Arkansas, like I said, I don't know why he started out with a zone out of desperation. I mean, there's 3 reasons why you play a zone. It's to stop a bleed, stop the penetration, or to protect your team. Okay, let's start now. We don't even play zone. I thought that was a little trouble, but we did pick up some fire. But we cannot play for 40 minutes. This team cannot play for 40 minutes.
Hey, we did against Vandy.
Go ahead.
We did against Vandy.
Well, yeah. But in all honesty, we cannot play for 40 minutes. We don't have that kind of team. You look at CJ, you look at Reed. Sure, they got some good cheaters, but honestly, they can't stay a step ahead of another player. They get mismatched. They had them in the zone in the second half, and they were in the front court. And it was CJ and Reed. And Oscar was out in the front in the zone 3-2. And I'm like, what is this just going over their heads? I mean,
Coleman, what do you think about us being unable to play zone, or us unable to be playing for 40 minutes straight?
I think we can play for 40 minutes straight. I just think I just don't think we're the kind of team that can make a big comeback necessarily. I don't think we can get behind 10, 15 points and make a comeback. But Marsha, you've got to agree with me, or am I crazy to think that against Arkansas, that was like the golden game to play a 2-3 zone? Am I crazy for thinking that was the golden opportunity to play a zone?
It was the golden game because they couldn't shoot, really. They're not shooters. They're sloppy. They were sloppy. They were just one of those trash and playing teams who clutter up the paint. And, and so, but we allowed them to be open when they shot, too. I noticed that, too. We're not, defensively, we're not even in their face. They're just sloppy. Arkansas sloppy team. That's one of the times that throws the kitchen sink at you on top of it, hits you back ahead. And that's about what they did. And we could not control their big guys, and we just stepped aside. I think the defense is totally off now. The offense is totally off. I said at the beginning, there's turmoil after they came back from the Bahamas. What that is, I don't know. Mental breakdown of something. Yeah. And I think it starts with the coach.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I can't see any more reason. It's got to be his last year. It has to be.
Well, I don't think it's going to be.
I mean, I hope. Go ahead.
I said I don't think it's going to be. I think we're going to give him one more year. But what I was confused about is the 2-3 zone. We did it for only 2 possessions, and it wasn't even 2 back-to-back possessions. It was like once in the first half and once in the second half. So I was confused about that. But
you can't play it for a couple of minutes. But first of all, they don't play a zone very well either. They don't practice it, and they're too far apart. They need to tighten up a little bit more. I mean, they were so spread on it that they throw it over the top of our heads or either drive us. And we step away. They beat us to the paint again. No blocks, no nothing. Every now and then. But you play a zone for 3 reasons. And it didn't work for us because we don't play it.
Yeah, Coleman, you said that in high school. You speaking of,
when I play,
how to work on zone.
When I played for Franklin County, Coach tied all of our ankles together with rope so that if we didn't move together, we would fall down in a zone. Like that's how we worked on defense.
That's genius. You think UK did that?
That's funny, but that's a thought. Yeah, it's a thought. I mean, that's how spread out they were. They're too spread out on every team we play. I mean, I don't think we can play a zone against anybody. They're not used to it. We don't know what our bench can do because we don't see them. Collins has been playing all along, in and out. So should Pierre, a few of them. We don't have a bench even that we know of. I just think that, it's time for him to go. His coaching is not there. He's just as confused as his own team is. Now, let me ask you guys a question. With Rondo, if he's going to come aboard, what's that all about? Who's he going to take? Whose place is he going to take?
Did you say Rondo?
He's got something going on. Rondo, He's coming.
Yeah, Coleman, I was confused about the Rondo thing, too. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I was...
I mean, that's kind of like, all right. Well, add another 6 coaches on there, but he's not going to sit there and assist, I don't think. And you got Ulis that just sits there and can't say much. Who's going?
I love the fact Ulis is with us. I feel like he's doing a great job so far.
Yeah, Ulis is probably the best coach on that bench right now, in my opinion.
They're frustrated. Can't say anything. I saw the look on his face. I'm sorry, he don't say anything right now. And it's the guy Rondo coming to Kentucky now, as they say they did. Well, that opens up a lot there. That's telling you something. They're thinking. Yeah. If things get any worse, not that they can, but it's already at its worst. And I don't think when you don't have a fan crowd anymore behind you as a coach.
Yeah, somebody called into the KSR pre-show today and said, if we don't make the tournament, I don't think Cal's going to last. And everybody's like, well, I mean, his buyout, everybody points at his buyout, but this old guy was like, no, I mean, this is Kentucky. I really think they'll just figure something out to get him out of here if we don't make the tournament. Yeah, I was like, at that moment, I was like, I mean, like, we kind of at that point. I mean, Tubby never missed the tournament. How can you be the coach at Kentucky and miss the tournament 3 times and the school be okay with that?
Yeah, it almost comes down to this Georgia game, it feels like. But Marcia, I think we're going to try to move on to some more calls. So is there anything else you want to leave us with?
It's always great talking to you guys. And I guess go Cats, but goodbye, Cal, and you want next season, probably.
Go Cats, but man. Thanks, Marcia. See you.
Have a good week. Bye, guys.
William Neitz has turned the team over to Tyler Ulis and Riley Welsh. Yeah, apparently Riley Welsh drew up a play the other night and it worked because everybody was pointing at Riley Welsh saying, yeah, that was Riley's play and everything. And I'm like, if Riley Welsh is the one drawing up our plays on a clipboard on the sideline, we got some big problems, Caden. I mean, what happened was Cal like, hey, Riley, you got any ideas? I mean, what? How did that even occur? I was kind
of hoping if he got thrown out, then Tyler Ulis would stand up and take over, weren't you? It was giving me flashbacks to was it against South Carolina or Mississippi State where Tyler Ulis basically coached us to the win. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yep. I think it was South Carolina. Yeah.
All right, I think we got Josh on the phone now. Josh, how you doing? Pretty good. So what are your thoughts on the state of Kentucky basketball?
Horrible. We'll be lucky to win 2 more games. I think we win Georgia, maybe, and Vanderbilt, and that's it. And I think we're done for. And if I was Calipari, I wouldn't even take the NIT bid because they don't even deserve that. That performance against Arkansas was horrendous. And it's directly on Coach Calipari and nobody else.
Coleman, I think our fan base is a little more negative tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it. We've been pretty negative. It sounds like we're more optimistic than the fan base.
I think we are.
And then some nights, most times we're more pessimistic than the fan base. So I don't know. like for me, this Arkansas loss was just like more of the same. It was just like, well, we lost again, shocker. And you know, for everybody else, it seems to be like, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I remember whenever we beat Tennessee, and I was like, "We're like, there's like, yeah, we beat Tennessee, but they had a horrible game, and I think we turned a corner, but I still don't say we're going to win the national championship." Everyone was saying we're going to like cut down the net, so I'm like, let's hold this a little bit. But now everyone's being all negative. I don't think we're that bad.
Yeah, I don't think we're that bad.
We're losing at Rupp Arena. If we were losing road games, then okay, I understand it's road games. But we're losing at Rupp Arena. That's why we're getting negative about it, because we're frustrated. We should not be losing at Rupp Arena at our home floor. That's why it's just that's my stand in line, or however you want to say it. It's just because we're losing at home. We can't lose at home, guys.
Oh no, I agree. Just like I said last episode, we should beat the '98 Bulls at home.
And what is this? 3 games in a row that we've lost? I mean, not in a row, but 3 games this season we've lost at home.
I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah.
I don't think it's 4. I think it's 3. We lost to South Carolina, Kansas, and Arkansas.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
you can count South Carolina as 2 losses if you want.
Yeah, you at least 2. South Carolina's the SEC doormat.
I don't know, guys. I honestly just want it to be over with. It's and plus we're getting played all these late games. I don't get to watch them. I'm always working. I'm getting ready to get to work right now. I actually got to get off the phone here in a second. But I still bleed blue. I love Kentucky, but I just don't get what's going on with Calipari. I mean, if he doesn't want to coach anymore, then he needs to go. I mean, if his fire and desire is gone, then he needs to go. But I appreciate you guys' show. Like I said, I didn't really get much time to talk tonight. Hope they free Doug. Hopefully it's just the rest of this year. They need to be so soft at Rupp Arena. But I love you guys. Love your show. And thank you guys for what you do for trying to keep us positive. And that's the only reason I'm watching the game, so I can call in and talk to you guys. So thank you.
Well, that's a good reason.
Yeah, it's a good reason. We have a hard time watching it sometimes too, even though we have a show on it, Josh. But Josh, thanks for calling in, and I hope you have a good night at work.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
See ya.
SEC doormat, South Carolina.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, sorry, that was a little delayed reaction there, but yeah, we got that going. So, well, okay, we got another call over there. We don't have anybody. Are the lines open right now?
The lines are still open, so if anyone new wants to call in, I guess we haven't heard from Scott yet tonight.
I left Marsh's banner up there for like most of Josh's calls, so I didn't get Josh's on the phone banner up there till the very end. But
sorry, Josh.
Got it up there nonetheless. But well, LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record in a loss to Oklahoma City. We're not big LeBron fans either on this page. So I wanted to read this quote by LeBron because everybody, you know, is just like all over him, interviewing him and stuff. I wanted to read and actually I think it might be good if I have some background music for this, because I mean it just feels like that kind of quote. So let me channel the Shade and Sharp poem background music reading here, throw back to episode number 10. So there are times when I wish I could do normal things. I wish I could go to Target sometimes and walk into Starbucks and have my name on the cup, just like regular people. So
yeah, well, you lost me at Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Starbucks like LeBron, but Kate, is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I wish I could just go to Target like normal people.
I wish I made $40,000 a year instead of $20 million.
the comments on the right. I don't think he does actually. The comments on that post on ESPN were like, honestly, LeBron, it's really not all that great. The comments were just killing me. He's like, somebody said, yeah, it really is all fun and games until you walk in the parking lot and get in your Honda Civic. That one was great. So yeah, good old LeBron. So, and William Need asked what the number is. Yeah, you can give us a shout at 502-234-1504. We'd love to hear from William Need if you'd love to call in. We haven't heard from him besides just in the comments. LeBron shame, William Neat says. That's a new one. I usually just hear LeBum or LeCaren or something like that.
What did he say?
He said Cal needs to go coach LeBron shame. That's a new one. I like that. I haven't heard that one before. That's another thing that he got on, did the ceremony on TNT or whatever, and he drops the F-bomb on national television. It's like, of all the words in the English language, LeBron, can you just not use that one? Like,
what if Doug did that?
Yeah, if Doug did that, he would be banned from Lexington. Doug did that. Hey, when Doug comes back, we need to bring him to center court to be the Y in Kentucky, and he needs to just go double birds.
And Doug, this is a formal invite if you ever want to come on our show.
Yes. Hey, we need to reach out to Doug and have him come on our show. But sounds like we're getting a call over there. Yeah.
Is this William Neat?
I like the ringtone.
Hey, William, how you doing?
Good. How y'all guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Y'all answered your own phone call?
What was that?
Y'all answered your own phone call, or is this the screener?
Oh, no, this is us. This is all us. I wish we had a screener.
Oh.
Yeah, we need a screener. No, we're still on a budget.
Huh?
No, we need a screener.
We're just on a budget. Yeah, we need a Shannon the dude.
Low budget talking here. Hey, no, I just wanted to say, I work at Rupp, and so I just at every home game, and I sit there and I listen to Cal talk on the radio show, and there's numbers. I mean, you talk about 50, 80, 100 people that show up, and this guy just answers 2 questions, and there were 3 little kids just waiting. These kids could have lived in Pikeville, Paducah, anywhere, and just wanted that ball autographed. You know what I'm saying? And their parents got them there, and he refuses to just sign the ball. I think.
So you're saying this is a common occurrence?
No, it's not a common occurrence. He says it's midnight, so we all understand that, but I think they all got on the same time schedule here. And but anyway, it's not a common occurrence. But here lately, he's so slow to answer. He's quick to answer. Unless we win, now he's back to old Cal again. Number 1 coach in America, Cal. But now, when we lose him, he don't have time to talk to nobody. He don't have time for anything. And Oscar usually comes out of the locker room and he'll find whatever. In the last 5 games, Oscar, I don't know if he's not allowed to come out anymore or what. But that's just observation that I have. And I feel like Cal is tired of coaching here. He can't do it no more. He just looks like a guy that's defeated himself. And there's no kind of uplift with him anymore, it seems like. So,
yeah, Coleman.
You got a comment on that?
Coleman, I see this trend. It's like we beat Tennessee, and it's like the old Cal. The old Cal's back. But like William said, when we start losing, it kind of goes off the rails. Don't you agree?
It does. Winning forgives all sins, and when you're losing, you're gonna take the heat. So
do you think he was always like this, or you think it's just amplified now that we've had some rough seasons?
I think he's changed in personality over the years. If you're talking about Cal,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's changed over the years. He didn't always used to not do press conferences, and he used to be a lot more energetic and we is Kentucky, right?
Right.
And he's just not that way anymore.
Yeah, and speaking of Oscar, it seemed like Oscar used to be the guy that couldn't get to the plane because he was too busy signing autographs. And William made a point that he's not doing that as much anymore. So I wonder if something's going on with him.
I think their team chemistry. There's something going on with Cal and Oscar. Apparently, like the chemistry there, like isn't good.
Yeah.
It's just there's team chemistry problems. I think that's been a problem all season long. I think that's where probably a lot of these problems stem from. Is the team chemistry? Honestly, I really think it is.
It starts with the coach. Well, William, do you have anything else for us before we let you go?
One more thing. I really think that Oscar being so religious and everything, that he's kind of, I don't know if he's pushing it over on the players and they're not, we can't get along because we don't want to hear that. We want to play ball. That's what we're here for. We don't want to hear about God, this and that. And I hate to bring religion up in it, but we're not talking politics. We're talking UK basketball, which sometimes is politics. But anyway, I feel like even Oscar wanted to be the player coach, and I think maybe someone's intervened, whether it's Coach Cal or someone coach says, hey, Oscar, you're going to have to step back because we are the coaches, we want to coach. And I feel like it's affecting his performance and maybe the whole team. And it's just my take on it because something really is going on. And, we may never know. I never thought we would hear the story of the airplane story either. So here we are. So, I'll hang up and listen to you guys.
All right. Thanks for calling in, William.
Thanks for calling in, man. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
He came with an interesting point saying how he thinks religion's involved. I think it's hard to go that far, Coleman. I don't know. To me, that's making assumptions. I mean, I guess it's a possibility, but even Jimmy Dice was talking about religion on the last game.
I don't think it directly affects it. But I think that when he made the comment about the plane crash or like that there was going to be a tragedy, I think that certainly could have. I don't think people are apathetic toward him, because of that, or because of religion. I think it was just that kind of like freaked everybody out and made everybody more tense for sort of no reason. So I think it definitely could have had an effect on the game. And people say it could be NIL too. I mean, Oscar's getting the most NIL deals out of anybody on the team. Who knows if that's part of it too, or it could be just a popularity thing. I mean, Oscar's everybody's favorite player.
Or they're getting mad at him taking all the rebounds.
That could be it too. I mean, like Oscar does not let anybody else get a rebound. Jacob Toppin, anybody. Oscar's getting the rebound first before anybody.
So. Toppin got murdered that one rebound.
Well, apparently at Cracker Barrel, if you smooth transition there. If you propose to your significant other at Cracker Barrel,
what's that like?
They'll give you free Cracker Barrel for a year. Now, Caden, I want to say, would you consider doing that? Now, obviously, there's a couple problems. You got to have a significant other, which we don't have. So
do you have to get married to them? Do you have to follow through?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Do they just kind of follow you the rest of your life and make sure you stay married and everything? No, apparently all you have to do is take a picture of yourself proposing at a Cracker Barrel, and you'll get free Cracker Barrel for a year. And it's not necessarily free Cracker Barrel for a year. It's like a $2,000 voucher, which they say is free Cracker Barrel for a year. I guess it's dependent on how much you go to Cracker Barrel, but anyway,
$2,000 for a picture of a proposal. I mean, that sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, but that's your proposal to your wife at Cracker Barrel. Would you want that for the rest of your life? Proposing at Cracker Barrel? Like, would you want that?
Okay, let's change this. What if it was free Cracker Barrel for the rest of your life?
I still don't know if I could do it.
What if it was free attendance to UK games for the rest of your life?
William Neat says, "Can I do it more than one time?"
What's he talking? Is he talking about proposing or calling in?
Either one. I think it would be funnier if he's talking about proposing. Marcia says, I think she'd probably say no. Yeah, if I were a woman and I was proposed to at freaking Cracker Barrel, I'd probably say no, right? Which, I've always wondered about this. Of course, I've never had to actually do it, but I've always wondered, like, would a woman like to be proposed to in a big public area, like at Rupp Arena or something like that, like on the Jumbotron? Like, would women like that? Or would women like a more private thing, that kind of thing?
Doesn't it mean more if it's private?
I would think so. Yeah. And you got all the pressure. Like, are you really going to say no in front of like everybody at Rupp Arena? But then again, are you going to say no at Cracker Barrel? Are you going to say no to free Cracker Barrel for a year?
That's pretty cheap, $2,000 for a proposal.
Do you think?
Like,
yeah. What's that? What
Cracker
message
Barrel's
is that
skimping
sending
out.
to start your marriage? Hey, look, honey, we could get $2,000 if I proposed to you at Cracker Barrel. So I did it. I was worth $2,000 to you. Yeah.
Paid $2,000 for a ring just to get $2,000 in grilled chicken tenders.
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I would do it. I don't know if I could. I would, if I were a woman. I don't think I could, in good faith, say yes to a proposal like at Cracker Barrel.
It's not worth it.
No, I don't think so either. You can buy like a ring pop in the candy shop at Cracker Barrel and propose with that. That'd just be the cherry on top with that. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this Chinese spy balloon. So we're going from Kentucky losing to Arkansas to the state of Kentucky basketball to are we going to make the tournament to Cracker Barrel proposals to the Chinese spy balloon. So, Caden, how did you find out? Because I have a kind of a funny story about how I found out about the Chinese spy balloon.
I just kind of heard about it. I guess Facebook, but then I started getting all those memes from you.
Oh yeah, well, yes, you get a lot of memes from me about that kind of stuff. But I think I sent a couple to Clyde too. William Neat says LeBron needs to get a Cracker Barrel and have a dinner named after him. What? Okay. Well, maybe. Okay.
What do you say to that?
But anyway, where was I going? China. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm on Facebook, right? I had the longest week ever last week, and I thought, what other crazy thing can happen this week? And so I opened Facebook, which is always a good start, and then I see this weatherman from Louisiana, where I am, saying it was a picture of like the weather radar, and it said, here's the projected path of the Chinese spy balloon. And I was like, is this a joke? Like,
making sure you're not on Onion or something.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Nope, it's legit. I start looking into it. Caden, do you think they could have shot it down before they shot it down over the ocean? You think? Yeah, I mean, it went over rural areas. I mean, went over Kansas. I mean, you can shoot it down over Kansas. Nothing's there. It's not going to hit anything in Kansas. I can attest to that, having driven through Kansas multiple times. So, I mean, what are they even looking at? What information are they getting by flying a balloon 60,000 feet over America?
Yeah, they can spy on me all they want. I mean, I don't have anything to hide.
I don't have anything to hide either. I mean, are they trying to look at Cal's playbook or something? Because there's nothing to look at there either.
They're trying to listen in on Talkin Kentucky.
Marcia says it's better to shoot it over the ocean. Who knows what it had in it? Yeah, that's really true. The balloon was called Trip to Texas, but it just flew over Lex and didn't stop. That the balloon was called Trip to Texas.
The balloon flew over Lex?
I didn't know it flew over Lex. I knew it flew over Paducah, a couple other places. I know it flew over Lex. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And apparently, it's even crazier that apparently there's been Cal's Trip to Texas. I see. I see what he's trying to say there. That's funny. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I even forgot about the Cal to Texas thing. That seems like forever
You
ago.
got us.
Yeah. God, I don't even know. Oh, yeah. So apparently there's been like 3 Chinese spy balloons in the last 10 years. We didn't know about any of them until we found this one. We went back on the radar and looked at some or the satellite and looked at some past images and found them. So, man, that's crazy.
What do you think they're looking for?
Well, I think they're
Area 51.
Area 51. Cal's playbook.
LeBron scoring.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not much to be found. They're looking for Shaden Sharp playing time. That's not to be found either. Looking for Kentucky basketball tournament appearances. Maybe. It's not here either. Kevin Durant's going to the Suns to play with Devin Booker. That's going to be cool.
Okay.
Oh, you don't care? I think that's going to be cool. Kevin Durant's one of my favorite players, and going to play with Kevin Durant.
Why are these guys going to like? It's like, okay, I can't win here. I'm gonna go somewhere else. All right, I can't win here. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Durant's going to play every team in the NBA.
Yeah, Booker. He's staying with the Suns.
Yeah, Booker's staying with the Suns, but I mean Durant's going to go to every team in the country before he's done. There's that meme of like Durant with the blank white shirt, and people put a different logo on it every time. When UMBC beat somebody, they put UMBC on there. Pretty sure somebody put St. Peter's on there. Yeah, that was funny.
Every time anyone wins the NBA championship, I'm taking my talents.
Somebody put Republican elephant on his chest one time. That was pretty good. Oh man. Looking for
William Meat says we're looking for
a quad 1 win. That's pretty good. Yeah. No, nothing to find there. Oh man. Well, what else is there to say? I don't know.
Did we get a new record? Did we get 5? No, we got 4 callers tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, but what callers do we have now? We have William Neat, Marsha, Josh, Claude, Kentucky Joe, Scott.
Yeah.
Right, Scott is a regular caller.
David Bay.
David Bay's called. Loyal BBN fan is called, which we need to have Loyal BBN fan on the show. Let's think about having him on soon.
That'd be cool.
You know what we need to do? The Super Bowl's on day. Caden, who you got in Super Bowl? That's what we need to talk about.
Gosh, don't ask me these questions.
Oh, you can guess. Do you know who's playing?
Kansas City.
That's one of them. Okay, the Eagles. Yeah. Okay, who you got? I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I picked the Eagles last episode, so I think I'm sticking with them.
All right. Well, let's go fly Eagles fly then. Do you have a final score prediction?
Well, they'll probably score more than UK did on their last game, so 45 to 32.
I don't think it'll be that high scoring. I think it'll be 35 to 21. That's what I'm going with. Eagles. 35-21 Eagles. I'll go with that. You know what we need to do? We need to do a Super Bowl commercial bracket. Are you a big Super Bowl commercial guy?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Doesn't Budweiser have pretty good commercials with the horse?
Yeah, but they're not really funny. I like that. You ever see that Todd Stain one where the guy's like in a job interview and there's a stain on his shirt, and like every time he talks, the stain's like blah, 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 blah. That's like my all-time favorite one. The Mountain Dew ones are always really weird. The Puppy Monkey Baby one, I don't know if you remember that one, but that one was especially strange. they've gotten progressively worse over the years, but there's been some good. I really hated the Cheetos one a few years ago. With they had the Cheetos like orange stuff on their fingers, and they were singing that song like the "Wasn't Me" thing, and it was. But are you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll have to check back on the commercials. That's probably one of the things I
I'm
look.
kind of more interested in the halftime show.
Oh, isn't it Rihanna this year?
Oh, is it? Maybe I'm
Last
not
year was one of the best halftime shows. I think it was the best halftime show of my
Eminem?
lifetime last year. It was Eminem, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Dr. Dre.
I was glad to see Eminem back.
It was one of the best halftime shows that I can remember for the Super Bowl. The worst one was probably The Weeknd.
When was that one?
I think that was a few years ago. Well, Caden, we got to think of a name for this episode. Hopefully we'll be good again. Can you imagine what our show would have been like in 2015 when we were winning every game? We just come on here and like, man, we only won by 40 this week. Getting a little nervous, Caden. I want to get back to those days. I feel like in some sense, these kind of shows are better, when we're losing because everybody wants to talk about it. Nobody really, there's nothing to talk about when we're winning necessarily. Everybody's pissed and wants to talk when we lose. But I just want to win, man. I want to get back to winning. I want to have fun. I want to get back to old Kentucky basketball.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what it's going to take to get there. I mean, I would hope with DJ Wagner we could have a decent season, but I don't know. My hopes aren't very high right now. But I do think we're going to do better than what some of our callers are saying. I mean, I think we'll get more than 2 wins.
You don't think we'll go winless the rest of the year like Claude does?
I'm saying two or three losses.
Yeah.
5-2.
One more thing.
We'll take 5-2.
Yeah, I'll take. Well, I won't. I don't accept losses at Kentucky. I'm not going to get to the point where I accept losses at the University of Kentucky. We just need to manifest winning. But well, before we get out of here, Caden, I don't think we actually officially did our on-record predictions. Do we make the tournament? Yes or no?
We lose to. We're going to lose to Tennessee, Auburn,
yep,
and maybe Arkansas. I'm going to say 55% will make it.
So
you know what? I'll be optimistic. 60% will make the tournament.
Okay, so that's a yes from you. We'll make the tournament.
It comes down to that last Arkansas game for me.
So it's a yes from you. We'll make it then.
It's the most tentative yes of my life.
You know what? I said no to you earlier on the phone. I'll say yes, but barely. Yes, but man.
Yes, but man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say yes, just because I don't want to be that guy. But yes, well, I'll say we'll make the tournament.
We can't lose to Arkansas twice. If we lose to Arkansas twice, we're not going to make it.
We can lose to Arkansas twice. We just can't lose one of these next 2 games.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, me too. Well, maybe if we win this weekend, we'll do a post-game show. Who knows? But we'll see. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we still need to think. Yeah, be thinking of that name for episode.
Proposals.
Talking Cracker Barrel. Be. Yeah, think of that name while I'm doing some of this stuff on here. Guys, thanks.
They serve alcohol now.
Oh, Cracker Barrel. It's. Your wife might. You're
gonna need it if you propose.
Fiance, might need some. Your girlfriend might need some alcohol after you propose to her at Cracker Barrel. So it's a good. That's probably why they serve alcohol now. It's probably not a coincidence. But guys, thanks for checking us out. If you're on here with us, If you haven't already, like us on Facebook and give us a rating and review. That really helps us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a rating and review there. And on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it really helps us if you rate and review and do all that good stuff. It really does if you like what we do. So follow us on Twitter too, at Talkin_Kentucky. I'm going to post a funny video tonight, actually, of Doug, a free Doug video. I'm going to make that and put that out there on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. So be sure to subscribe and like and subscribe there. You can hear Kentucky Joe's song he sang in our episode last week. It's up on YouTube. You can click on that there. And yeah, so thanks guys for supporting us. Really appreciate it. Check us out all these places. And if you would like to, so we can get to the point where we don't have to use an iPad and a microphone to answer calls. If you'd like to support us in return for some merch, you can get on our Patreon account that Caden has so graciously put in the comments here at talkingkentucky.wordpress.com/support, and you can support us there in return.
Or if you know of any software we could use. I mean, we're even struggling with that. So
that works too. Yeah.
Any ideas you have, free or not?
Yeah, if you have ideas for how to like win in basketball for Kentucky, like call us in too. So, well, all right. Okay, what's the episode name? We got Talking Cracker Barrel, Talking Chinese Spy Balloon. That's a good one. Talking Still Sucks.
Talking tournament.
Talking no tournament. Talking NIT. Yeah, I'm feeling
I like Talking Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, the Cracker Barrel.
Talking Doug. That's a good one.
How about talking hashtag free Doug?
That works with me.
That could be Target James. Hashtag I don't know. I'm liking Talking Cracker Barrel. I'm liking Talking Chinese Spy Balloon. I'm liking Talking Doug. I'm like, in honor of Doug. I mean, Doug's had a rough week, so we probably got to go with some iteration of Doug. But do we do free Doug, hashtag free Doug, or Talking Doug?
I like just Talking Doug.
Okay, Talking Doug then. That one works. All right. Well, thanks for bearing with us tonight, guys. Thanks for listening to us, and we really appreciate it. And if we don't see you for a post-game show this weekend, we'll see you next Thursday night right here for episode number 39 of Talking Kentucky. Caden, we're getting to 40 here. So
40.
Yeah, we are. So episode number
2015, we were almost to 40.
That's right. Yeah.
Trying to be optimistic.
Yeah, I thought we said we were going to be optimistic. Well, we're never going to be optimistic, I guess. But well, for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for Doug, and for everybody in our fan base, this has been Talking Kentucky. And we'll see you next time. Go Cats.